And joining us are some very eminent panelists for this next session. We have with us Vineet Wadhwa, founder and CEO of FIO Restaurants, with us live. Mr. Wadhwa, may I request you to please come on stage. We have Geetanjali Shah Mandawa, Hotelier and Revivalist, joining us. They run some very beautiful and key heritage properties in Rajasthan. We also have with us Vineet Taing. He, of course, is president of Vatika Hotels, but he also joins us today in his capacity as executive committee member of FHRAI, which, of course, is the very eminent parent body of the hospitality, the hotels and restaurants industry in India. And this session is going to be moderated by senior news editor of NewsX, Megha Sharma. So, Megha, I hand the floor over to you.
I'll also introduce my third guest on the panel, Vineet Taing, EC member, FHRAI, and president of Vatika Hotels. First of all, Vineet, welcome on the show. Your personal experience running a hotel, similar experiences as Geetanjali, similar experiences as the FIO Hotel over there, FIO Restaurant over there, trying to figure out challenges. What was your personal experience like?
See, COVID-19 is not an not an untold story. Everyone knows well about it now. It's been 9 months, 10 months, and we all have been bleeding profusely in the entire industry. And tourism and hospitality industry is around 10% of our GDP, and we offer around 87.5 million jobs across, and this is direct. There are several industries which are, directly, indirectly associated with us, taking the numbers in multiples. And having said that, the hit that our industry has got has been tremendous, and we have bleeded profusely over these months. FHRAI, which is Federation Hotel Association of India, has given a lot of representations to ministries, to governments, and the central governments have been very active, and they have further given several recommendations to state governments, but the implementation at the state government's end for these benefits that have been recommended by the central governments are on a slagging end, and need a lot of support from these state governments to have that push. There have been several rebates recommended by the central governments regarding the fixed energy charges, like property taxes being reduced to 50%, like license fee being waived off, and so on. But very few states have adhered to it and passed on, but majority of them have not. Through your channel, I once again urge the government and state governments to at least look at it and help us survive. The normal phenomena is that the hotel and restaurant industry means, oh, they're cash rich. It's
that's the myth. That's the myth, and that's what needs to be clarified over here. It's
completely unlike. We have our own debts, and we know how we have been surviving on those debts over these periods. Each and every one has had his own debts. Some may have more, some may have less, but the larger the hotel, more the debts. And with the current scenarios, the debts have increased and the valuation has decreased. So one can understand what situation the smaller and bigger hotels or even restaurants are in. There's only one state government as of now, which is Maharashtra, which has given an industry status to hotel industry, which may benefit us a long way. And other states have also been thinking over it, but none have acted till now. Once again, urge and request them to look at this, because this is going to help us a lot in many ways, give us a lot of benefits, help us survive. Governments have passed on messages, central governments, that we shall be allowed to restructure our loans.
Right.
But somehow there have been apprehensions from the bank's end. So this is again hitting us hard. We rather suggest and request if an extension of term loans could be done for next 5 years, and so on. So these are the challenges.
Okay. And you being the liaison between the hotel and the F&B industry and the ministries, how many hotels are part of the FHRAI community? How many times have you been able to, go ahead and communicate with the government's ministries? You've already mentioned about the GST moratoriums, providing an industry status to the hotel industry as well. But if you could reiterate those issues that you have been continuously working upon for the past 10 months or more.
See, moratoriums have been there, but they're off now. They were there for the entire country for a limited period, whereas our industry will only survive. Places like tourist destinations and resorts have started surviving because people are fed up and tired, and the domestic tourism has helped them survive to some extent, starting last month only. Like Himachal had a choco-block with the first rainfall.
Okay.
So there were some resorts in and around cities have had responses, good responses, but majority of the metro hotels have been profusely bleeding. And this will only happen when the commerce and trade along with international travel starts in, which is far away from the site currently. And to survive this period and to survive these people, it is a mammoth task.
It is a mammoth task, and the onus is on you, the burden is on your shoulders squarely.
As per the latest Howarth report in September 20, last year, April, May, June, India sold around 9,000 rooms.
Okay.
And in the year 2020, April, May, June, it's been 19,000. So you can imagine that we have had a drop of more than 80%.
Yeah.
Business drop of more than 80%, not just to the tourism and hospitality industry, but all the related industries. So one can imagine what these these industries have been undergoing currently.
Geetanjali, I want to add, thank your three key demands: being an industry body, being the face of the hotel industry, and taking their voice to the government. The three big demands that are going to be expectant from the government, from the finance ministry in the budget.
Well, 50% rebate in property taxes for next 3 years. Extension of term loans to at least 5 years.
Okay.
And thirdly, a couple of them, I don't know which one to place first.
Well, we can extend that from 3 to maybe 4 or 5 pointers that you would want to go ahead and want from the government.
Okay, so basically termination of fixed charges of energy and primarily these three I would like to say right now.
Okay, all right. So those are very succinct, very important, vital points that each one of you have made with regards to how things are going to go ahead and look up come the 6 months and the next 6 months and years after that. I thank all my guests for joining me on this very special telecast. We're going ahead and holding over here at